Nardwuar is one of the most beloved interviewers of all time, who's easily charmed his way into the hearts of millions with his well-researched interviews that always get the most unforgettable reactions from rappers and celebrities who normally have a tough persona.
Yeah, how the fuck you know this? How? Hold on, bro.
But for every wholesome Nardwuar interview that's out there, there's one that is equally as heated, starting with the 1991 interview with Sonic Youth.
Hey, come on, prison, hey, be careful.
Sonic Youth was a New York City alternative rock band formed in 1981. With their unique guitar tunings and poetic lyrics, Sonic Youth inspired a generation of rock musicians in the 90s. Given Nardwuar's background in the punk rock scene, it's no surprise that he would jump at the chance to interview the band, but nothing could have prepared him for what was about to go down.
Damn well, don't take the card! Don't take the card! No, you can't take the card!
Just minutes into the interview, the band seemed uninterested and not willing to play ball. When Nardwuar asked them about the band's origin, he's met with sarcastic and dismissive responses.
Was that in Vancouver? That benefit happened?
No, that was in a little town called Five.
A little town called Five?
Yeah.
Where's Five?
It's right next to 6.
Nardwuar then continues to try and keep the interview alive by moving on. But then the band's guitarist and vocalist Thurston Moore makes a disturbing comment about how he saw a Nazi dog delete himself, and Nardwuar immediately cuts him off with a new question.
I saw a Nazi dog kill himself.
Do you have the 1979 history of...
The interview reaches a boiling point when the band actually lays hands on Nardwuar. In a shocking display of disrespect, they snatch a rare $100 collector's record from Nardwuar's bag while dragging him by his shirt. They ultimately destroyed the record that Nardwuar had formerly intended to give the band, while the rest of the band ran off laughing and snickering like the middle school bullies that they were. They're acting like playground bullies. I would think that punks, of all people, would know what it's like to be treated like that. There's nothing punk about being rude. The fact that they would actually break a vinyl record that Nardwuar bought for them as a gift in commemoration to mark their own work as a band makes them absolutely disgusting people. To say they're supposed to respect music themselves, they don't respect anything. Man, the fact that Nardwuar was only like 23 while the members of Sonic Youth were over 30 in this video just makes it sadder. This is just a bunch of fully grown adults acting like playground bullies. But while Sonic Youth's interview was one of Nardwuar's most heated encounters, his 2008 interview with Pharrell Williams marked a turning point in his career as he successfully transitioned more into the hip-hop space. Nardwuar warms up Pharrell with a few gifts at the start of the interview, which impresses Pharrell, but then halfway through the interview he is completely blown away when Nardwuar hands him a rare Rum Shaker record which Pharrell co-wrote at the very start of his career.
This is one of the most impressive interviews I've ever experienced in my life. Seriously.
He further opens up about how this record impacted him, since he came from Virginia where the music industry was basically non-existent.
I just remember being a kid in high school, and when this record came out, it was like, you know, it was an amazing feeling. You know, I was from Virginia Beach, Virginia, where there wasn't really a music industry at all.
Nardwuar's unbelievable research impressed Pharrell so much that he personally recommended Nardwuar to Jay-Z, which led him to a one-on-one interview with Jay-Z. This spotlight with one of the biggest rappers of all time later led to his interview with J. Cole, as well as a string of other high-profile rappers such as Kendrick Lamar, Snoop Dogg, as well as Drake. But while Pharrell's interview won the hearts of many with how wholesome it was, the 2003 interview with English rock band Blur turned out to be one of the most cringeworthy interviews in Nardwuar's career. Right from the start, the band's drummer Dave Rowntree kicks off the interview by snatching Nardwuar's interview notes and throwing them across the room. He then blocks Nardwuar as he is trying to move across the room.
Come on. How?
Stand there and ask your question.
Okay.
It's gonna be fine.
Okay, okay.
We're all gonna be fine.
Okay.
And as if throwing away his interview notes couldn't be bad enough, Rowntree hits a Super Saiyan level of disrespect when he snatches Nardwuar's hat, the same one that he wears in every interview in honor of his late mother who gave it to him, and throws it on the ground. Things only get worse when Rowntree takes Nardwuar's glasses, with the rest of the band completely ignoring Nardwuar's questions.
Who else do you have in the group with you right here? Who is the gentleman that just took my hat? That's a nice smile.
All right, Dozy Bollocks, how you doing?
Good to see you again.
They do nothing to stop Dave's blatant disrespectful behavior. In fact, they seem to be encouraging him. The fact that they laughed instead of telling Dave to chill out tells you everything you need to know about them. Imagine trying to look tough, but you're the drummer from Blur. Nothing makes me more mad than people who bully Nardwuar. Dave's disrespect gets worse when you physically twist Nardwuar's arm, shoving him out the way as he exits in the middle of the interview. But it was at this point where the interview actually got much better, with the band members finally showing some humanity.
You guys are so nice. Like, you're so calm. What is the traits of Dave that makes him got that fire in his belly?
Well, you know, he's not always like that. He's obviously bring out a certain side to him, which I have to say I find rather attractive. I must say you always do very thorough research. Yeah. It's quite impressive.
Well, it's a pleasure to speak to you guys.
8 years after the infamous interview, Dave took a surprising step into politics in the UK in 2010. While running a political campaign, he publicly apologized to Nardwuar on his website. In a candid statement, Dave opened up about his drug addiction and expressed deep regrets for his behavior during the interview with Nardwuar. As I've written in the past, I became addicted to cocaine during the 90s. Now, I've got no idea if it has this effect on anyone else, but for me, the day after a cocaine binge, I'd sometimes fly into a murderous rage and take it out on whoever happened to be around. In this case, it happened to be the journalist. To be clear, Nardwuar didn't do anything to provoke me. I sent an apology to him the next day, but I didn't hear anything back from him, so I assume he didn't accept it. Nardwuar responded to the apology on his Twitter page where he wrote, "Thanks to Dave of Blur for this apology. I do appreciate it." But while Dave came across as hostile and arrogant, Lil Uzi Vert's genuine engagement with Nardwuar got the audience raving with delight about how wholesome their friendship had become. In 2016, Lil Uzi Vert had his very first interview with Nardwuar. The chemistry between the two was instant, with Lil Uzi fully engaged, singing along to Nardwuar's catchphrases and even dancing around with him at the end of the video.
And do.
But it was their second interview in 2018 where Uzi storms out in the middle of the interview that made people really want to see more.
Guns Garcia.
Yo, he know too much. I can't do this. What Kanye do?
Nardwuar's questions left Uzi so amazed that he literally ran away, showing just how meticulous and extensive Nardwuar's research skills were. This epic reaction quickly went viral, solidifying Nardwuar's unique interviewing style in the hip-hop community, which is why the video sits snugly in Nardwuar's third most viewed videos of all time. Lil Uzi's humorous exit has since become a recurring tradition in his interviews with Nardwuar.
You gotta keep this tradition up.
But their 2023 interview easily goes down as the most wholesome Nardwuar interview with Lil Uzi, as it showcased the genuine friendship they developed over time. In a heartwarming moment, Lil Uzi is seen leaving his show and stepping out of the car the moment he sees Nardwuar walking up to his car asking for an interview. Uzi can be heard responding by saying, "I always have time for you," while getting out of his car.
I always got time for you.
By this time, it is the fourth interview between them, so Lil Uzi already knows the drill. While Nardwuar is handing Lil Uzi his first gift, Uzi quickly cuts him off and says,
You're one of my best friends that I've met late in my life.
and even invited him for dinner at his house.
Or you could just come to my house and have dinner.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing.
Nardwuar's support from the hip-hop community is undeniable. There seems to be a longer pattern of respect towards Nardwuar from the rap world, who appear to be blown away by his ability to dig up the most unknown and personal facts about celebrities' lives. But it seems, judging from the heated interviews on this list, the punk rock side of the world do not find his research skills amusing. In 1996, Nardwuar landed an interview with American rock star Lydia lunch. Right from the beginning of the interview, Lydia's body language looked standoffish. Lydia seemed already put off and annoyed by Nardwuar's presence and repeatedly undermines Nardwuar's intelligence.
Right now you're very hungry, right?
Well, that doesn't matter.
This is the...
I'm hungry for an intelligent conversation, which I've yet to find.
They go on to have a back and forth for a couple of minutes, where Lydia responds in the most condescending ways possible.
You need to read up again. It's Lydia lunch.
No, but the way you read it...
You need to go back to Hieroglyphics 101. I never wanted to commit suicide, but I'm always ready for murder. Oh, I don't give a shit. It's your fetish, not mine.
Okay,
It's not clear why Lydia was so annoyed by Nardwuar from the get-go, but it's a recurring theme among rock artists, and we see the same pattern again in the 2003 interview with American punk rock band The Transplants. During the conversation, Nardwuar asked drummer Travis Barker if he knew about his bandmate Rob being a part of the Black Student Union in high school. Travis Barker responds in a condescending tone.
I'm saying that's a stupid question.
Nardwuar claps back when he shows them a picture of Rob in his freshman year as a member of the Black Student Union.
right here, this is you, Rob, as a member of the Black Student Union. There is Rob right there.
Nardwuar seems to have Rob won over at least because he started smiling at this little moment of nostalgia. However, Travis is not convinced, and the interview takes a darker turn when he tells Nardwuar that he is irritating and that he would get mad unless he moves the microphone from his face. Nardwuar politely asks him why he is irritated, and Travis again responds aggressively saying,
Why am I irritating you?
Because you're putting your microphone too close to my face.
Well, I was afraid that you weren't speaking loud enough.
It's clear that the punk rock community misunderstood Nardwuar and undervalued him, but their disdain would only fuel his determination. Nardwuar's career has outlasted all of the rude punk rockers he's interviewed, all while being one of the most respected interviewers in the hip-hop scene. Whether it's a new generation rapper like Lil Yachty or an OG like Snoop Dogg, the reactions are all the same.
Bro, how the fuck do you know that?
Oh my, Kev. This is what the fuck I've been trying to find.
What the fuck? How the fuck you know this? God damn!
Fortunately, there are more wholesome Nardwuar interviews than there are heated ones. And when you think about it, an interview with Nardwuar essentially tells the audience if you are a likable person or not.